My reaction to RWBY Volume 5, Chapter 1, the premiere of RWBY Volume 5. I was just going through RWBY Chibi Season 2. I saw all the character shorts for Voice, Blake, and Yang, and now I'm finally here to start Volume 5. So, last time on RWBY, in Volume 4, the girls, in their own way, were trying to cope with what happened at the end of Beacon. Ruby, along with John, Nora, and Ren, had made their way to Anima, where they're heading to Mistral in order to get to Haven Academy, which is where the enemy is. Crow was following them and told them about the maidens, and then he also told them about a story of two gods who are said to have been the creators and destroyers of everything. They created man, and they created the creatures of Grimm, and they left behind four relics, and that's what Salem is after. Oh yeah, and so we also properly met Salem. So Salem was Cinder's boss and the one who instructed her to do all of this. The four relics were knowledge, choice, destruction, and creation. So those relics had taken physical forms, and to keep them safe, they decided to keep them inside the Huntsman academies, locked away from the world and constantly surrounded by trained warriors to keep them safe. That way, they hoped no one would come and take them ever again, and that no one could ever misuse them ever again. Not sure if they have in the past though, but they're too dangerous to be in one person's hands, so yeah. So we probably met Salem along with a few other enemies. So we found out at the end of Volume 4 that Cinder actually lost her left eye. Something happened after Ruby awakened her silver eyes, and Cinder was not the same after that. She lost her left eye, her body was very weak, and she couldn't even speak properly anymore. She had to get some rehabilitation done herself in order to get back into the game. She seems to have control of her powers once again, so we may be seeing her again soon in this volume. So also we saw the hometown that Ren and Nora are from, and we saw what happened to them. I think Nora was already an orphan by that time, and we met Ren's parents. His father used to hunt for food and feed his family, and then one day a powerful Grim came to their hometown and killed everyone. Ren and Nora managed to escape, and they've been protecting each other ever since. And at the end, they made it back to their hometown where that same Grim appeared. It was like a combination of two Grim. There was like a human Grim standing on top of a horse Grim that was pretty powerful and pretty durable actually. And Crow couldn't help them out, so they had to do it on their own. So Crow was fighting an enemy called Tyrion. So while they were going earlier, Salem sent Tyrion to capture Ruby, and Crow helped them fight it off, but got poisoned in the process. And because that, he couldn't help them in the final battle, and they had to find a way to win without him. And Ren finally got back at that Grim for what he did to his village and his family. So on Salem's side, the new enemies we met were Dr. Watts, Tyrion, and Hazel. Dr. Watts is now at Haven Academy to meet with their contact, and at the end of the volume, they showed him talking to Professor Lionheart, the headmaster of Haven Academy. Salem sent Tyrion after Ruby. Yeah, so I just explained how that happened. And she asked Hazel to go with the White Fang and make sure this will have their loyalty. So we never saw much of Dr. Watts and Hazel in Volume 4. Maybe in Volume 5 we'll see them. So after that for Weiss had gone back home, so we got to see the Schnee household. We met her butler Klein and her little brother Whitley, who is leaving much to be desired. And we got properly introduced to her father, Jacques Schnee, who apparently married into the Schnee name. He was not originally the Schnee. He married into the Schnee name and chose the Schnee name over his own. So he took over the Schnee Dust Company, and the Schnee Dust Company was never the same ever again. Voice wanted to leave Atlas and have the world as a huntress, but Jacques didn't want her to leave. She made quite an uproar at a charity concert, and Jacques was so unhappy about it that he decided that Voice chose to revoke her claim to the company and give it to her brother Woodley, saying the trauma at Beacon was too much for her to handle, which is utter nonsense. So Voice then snuck out of her house and is now going to meet with her sister, who is in Mistral at the moment. And for Blake, Stan tagged along, and she went home to Menagerie to meet her parents. So we got to meet Blake's parents, and we got to learn a bit of the White Fang over there. Well, not much. So we met one of Blake's old friends, Helia, from the White Fang, and then in the Blake short, we saw her backstory. They then found out that Adam was trying to usurp the head of the White Fang and launch an attack on Haven Academy. So we may be seeing more of Adam this season. They showed Adam in the opening of the previous season, but we never actually saw him in person. I guess that was just to show how Blake was trying to stay away from the White Fang at the moment. And Yang's story, there was not too much in Yang's story actually, just a little bit only. Yang was still having trouble trying to come to terms with what happened. She accepted that she lost her arm and she didn't want to act like it never happened, but she couldn't stop seeing Adam cutting off her arm in her dreams. The PTSD was getting to her. General Ironwood sent her an arm made from the latest Atlas technology, but she had trouble deciding whether to try it on or not. Eventually, after some encouragement from her father, she tried it out, and her father helped Yang get back into fighting form again. And at the end, Yang decided to go after Ruby, who decided to Mistral. So it seems like all 4 girls will be headed to Mistral now, so maybe we can finally get Team Ruby back together and get in Volume 5. Hope so. And finally, we met a young boy named Oscar, and apparently Ospen's soul had fused with Oscar's body, and Ospen is now inside Oscar, speaking to him. So Ospen is inside Oscar's head and convinced Oscar to make a trip to Haven Academy. So at the end of Volume 4, we see Oscar arriving at where Crow is and taking back Ospen's cane. After mentioning the cane, Crow knew right away that Ospen was inside him. My guess is Ospen told him a story before and that's what happened. So now all 4 girls are in Mistral or are headed to Mistral. Oscar is also there with Ospen inside him. Dr. Watts is meeting with the headmaster at Haven Academy and it seems like we're getting very close to the attack on Haven. So I guess it's time to watch and see how that turns out. Let's see how the attack on Haven starts in Volume 5. Or maybe some more build-up is required, but let's see. This is RWBY, Volume 5, Chapter 1. Welcome to Haven. It's about time. Let's see how this turns out. The episode is starting right now.
The city of Mistral.
Oh.
It's about time.
Nora. Oh.
Whose idea was it to walk again?
Well, we did
Nice
face many
legs.
obstacles. Broken airships, destroyed settlements.
Oh,
Yeah.
and, all those people and monsters that tried to murder us.
Okay.
We were
Looks like taking the
fine.
lead.
Only one of us almost died.
Hey,
He's back.
Hey,
So he's back normal.
So
I'm
how
good,
much
he's
longer
fine.
at Haven Academy?
almost there. I'd have figured I'd take you kids on the scenic route.
See, and that's not above ground? Or is it? Okay, let's see. Hello, Mistral. Ooh. Look at this! Look at this place. Looks great.
That's certainly something.
Static image.
Oh my gosh, look at all the weapons!
Vendors here will sell you just about anything, whether they should or not.
Oh yeah, black
We would
market.
make the most out of these mountains.
Every inch.
Faunus.
Stay away from the lower levels. But the
Faunus.
higher up you go, the nicer it gets.
Okay,
And we are going up!
where's Haven? Is that at the top? Is this where voice is on? Is this voice?
So, how much farther?
We're in the home stretch now.
Alright.
No more stops from here to Mistral. Sorry for the long trip. Keeping us off the radar's been harder than I thought. Lots of air traffic around northern Anima.
It's fine. I just hope I haven't been a burden.
You and your money are more than welcome on this ship, kid.
Alright. What happened? What happened?
Is everything okay?
I don't know. Still overlay Matsu. Shouldn't be picking up broadcasts this far from Mistral. Someone
Okay.
must be close.
Mayday! Mayday! We are a small passenger flight and the Huntress is down! We aren't equipped to deal with this!
What?
Oh, man.
The bridge at 400 clicks north of the southern shoreline!
Phone clicks. No, southern shoreline.
Anyone can hear this?
Voice. Voice. Are you going out there?
We're going to help them, right?
What?
You can't.
No. I'm trying to avoid them.
But they'll die.
Look, if we picked up their transmission, I'm sure someone else did too. Besides, this is a cargo ship. She's not much good in a fight. I just want to finish this job and get home. Sorry, kid.
It's not. You
My
can't.
ship, my rules.
Maybe you can ask your sister. Maybe you can ask your sister when you get to the store. But by then it'll be too late. So never mind. So far, it's a nice start. I like all the graphics so far. The graphics look awesome. Look at this. Look at these guys. Is this Haven? Is this Haven Academy? What, Ruby? Haven. Is it? We're here.
We made it.
Hey, Crow. Welcome to Haven, everyone. What? Crow? What's wrong?
Hello?
Crow, what's wrong? Crow's taking the lead again and just...
Hello? Maybe try louder?
No!
There doesn't seem to be anyone here.
What's going on?
Well, I guess school isn't really in session right now. Maybe that's it.
What?
No, this isn't right.
What?
Come on.
Wait for us!
Hurry. What's wrong? Oh no! Wait, so is it too late?
Get ready. There could be trouble.
Yes, side's too big for that, so... Oh. Crow! Oh, drop your weapons, guys.
Professor Lionheart?
Crow! For crying out loud, nearly scared me half to death!
Me? Why weren't you waiting for us at the entrance?
Oh, right. Apologies. I guess time slipped away
Seriously,
from me.
Lionheart.
You're joking.
Where is everybody?
Ah, you must be the students Crow mentioned.
Yes, sir. Ruby Rose.
Jean Arc.
Nora Valkyrie.
I Ren.
Pleasure to meet you all. Leonardo Lionheart at your
Le-
service. I'm
Leonardo
afraid most of
Lionheart.
my staff is currently away until classes resume, but...
What? Leo, you can't be serious. Who's guarding the relic?
Crow, the children!
Already know. I filled them in. What do you mean your staff is away?
You filled them in?
Yes, he told them.
So, is this not going at all like anyone thought it would?
So they already know. Yes, he told them about the relics. Already, the children already know. I felt them.
Unbelievable!
What the-
Garbage.
What happened?
We can't let them get away with this!
What happened?
Well, at least you two can finally agree on something.
What happened? What happened? What?
Everything's gonna be okay.
Good evening, miss. Can I get you anything?
Just a little time to myself, if that's all right.
Sure thing. Just call if you need me.
What is this? White Fang? Oh well. The White Fang Menagerie or something else.
You need better security.
Wait, is that Ilya?
Please, I just need to talk.
You heard, son.
How could you take the fall for them, Ilya? Blake, Corsic and Finnick blamed you. We confronted them tonight and they denied knowing anything, and everything we found on your scroll, it talked about how disappointed they were to hear that you'd sided with Adam. But you and I both know they're guilty.
Oh,
You can't prove anything.
so does
That
she not want
scroll
this?
might not have been enough to lock them up, but it's enough to sway the Faunas here. When we go public tomorrow, they're not going to stand for any of it. And neither should you.
Come on, Ilya.
Your plan isn't gonna work, Blake.
I'm so.
Please. Just leave Menagerie before it's too late.
She does so care for Blake.
You're going to have to make me.
Now I don't want to see this
I
friendship
know.
come apart. Otherwise, in silver or is something else? academies.
I have to say, Crow, this all seems very reckless, even for you.
No, reckless is leaving one of the relics completely unguarded. It's not checking in with Oz for ages.
There was nothing to check in about before the fall of Beacon, but since that day, Mistral has been in chaos.
What happened to
Vale
Mr.
wasn't the only kingdom to suffer that night.
Huh?
Everyone was watching. Every house in every kingdom saw that poor girl ripped to pieces.
How?
Some monsters crawling over the city.
How did they know?
Knights attacking citizens.
How do they know about
Nothing.
Pera?
You could feel.
Oh no,
the
not
dread
Pera.
in the air.
Penny.
With all that negativity, you can imagine what it was like when the Grim came for us.
Oh,
Mistral's controlled territory is the
I didn't think about that.
largest in the world, you know, and that makes it infinitely harder to protect.
I didn't think about that. That's
We
nice.
lost so many great huntsmen, teachers from this very institution, and it's only gotten worse.
What do you mean?
We may have dealt with the Grim, but the Mistral Council's still at odds with representatives from Atlas. First, it was the dust embargo. Now it's the closing of borders. I'm
Dust
not sure
embargo.
what happened to James in Vale, but it seems to have only worsened some of his more unfortunate tendencies.
Like,
And on top of everything, we still don't know where the Spring Maiden is.
All the more reason we need the huntsman and huntresses here.
Okay. Things are bad. They're bad. But we can figure this out. Why is the Spring Maiden so important?
I thought you filled them in.
Mostly filled in. Look, there's a lot to cover, okay? I quit teaching for a reason.
oh, what? You're a teacher. Well, I guess you trained RWBY, so
The four maidens each have the power to perform feats of magic,
yeah.
and they are the only ones capable of reaching the relics.
Oh, so the
The
Spring
relics
Maiden.
are each locked inside a chamber that can only be opened by a specific maiden.
So the Spring Maiden
Winter
for
for the
Haven.
gift of creation, summer for destruction, fall for choice, and spring for knowledge.
So winter for creation, summer for destruction,
Spring is the problem.
for fall for choice, and spring for
What
knowledge.
happened to her?
She was determined at first when she inherited her powers,
Oh,
but the weight of responsibility proved to be too much for the child. She
spring for knowledge.
ran,
Oh.
abandoned her training, everyone. That was over a decade ago. There's no telling
A
where
decade?
she could be now.
I know.
Wait, you know where she is?
At least, I have a pretty good idea.
Are you
Where?
serious?
It's not exactly good news.
What?
What are you talking about? This is incredible news! After all these years, where?
I did some digging around. Looks like
Ah.
after Spring ran away, she was
Darn
picked
it.
up by bandits, specifically the Brownwind tribe.
Great.
1 second.
Yang's mom? That's right.
Sorry. Power went out. Best I can do. I'm sorry.
That's
How to do
about
it.
where they've set up their main camp. It's where they fall back to after raids and scouting missions. Raven's managed to gain a lot of followers since she returned to the tribe. And I'm sure when the Spring Maiden showed up, it only made things easier.
Well, Crow,
So-
I've got to hand it to you. With
Really?
these coordinates, we can mount a retrieval force and head out in a few weeks.
Kind of missed that part. I'll have to go back and check it out again.
Weeks.
They don't have a few weeks.
That's right.
Leo, maybe you didn't hear me. My sister has the Spring Maiden, and I know where she is. We need to go as soon as possible.
Crow. Okay, I'm going
And
back.
perhaps you didn't hear me. This kingdom is in shambles. As soon as possible does not mean tomorrow. It means as soon as I can convince the rest of the council that I need huntsmen more than they do. Unfortunately, bandit tribes aren't very high on their list of priorities when the threat of war is just on the horizon.
And damn the council, we'll do it ourselves. You and I are trained huntsmen. and these kids aren't exactly pushovers.
Yeah!
Perhaps there's a more peaceful way to approach this?
We need to get Spring as far away from here as possible. But Raven isn't going to give up her most prized possession.
Oh yeah,
without a
okay,
fight.
okay. So she has it.
Unfortunately, you and your sister are evenly matched, and I'm not the fighter I used to be. No offense, but these students and I can't take on an entire bandit tribe and a maiden that's no doubt had years to hone her skills. We need to be positive we can apprehend Spring, because if we fail, Raven and her tribe will scatter, and we'll be lost.
That's true.
We get one shot at this,
That's a good
and
point.
it needs to be perfect.
You know, Oz wouldn't be happy with any of this if you were here.
Wait,
Perhaps you're
what
right.
happened to Oscar?
Not. I'm doing the very best I
What
can.
happened to Oscar?
There has to be something we can do.
What happened to
What
Oscar?
about Cinder? She came with Emerald and Mercury from Haven. Do you have anything on them?
We pulled their files after the fall of Beacon. Nothing but lies and forgeries.
Dang it. Calm down, John.
Well, I can't say this has been a warm reunion, Leo.
I'm sorry. I know you've all traveled a long way, but I will do everything I can to help.
Sure. We'll stay in the city for the time being. Local comms are still up.
Okay.
Keep in
Taking
touch.
call.
Come on, kids.
Ruby?
It was nice meeting you, Professor.
Likewise.
Okay. Is Oz with them or not? Whoa. Strong. What?
Come to work on your improvisational skills.
Wait, what? Is that Dr. Watts? Is it W, so. Crow's walking.
So,
I'm back.
what do we do now?
You four head back to the house. I need a drink.
You're gonna meet with you're gonna meet with Oscar. Is Oscar? Is this when it happened? This when Oscar showed up, isn't it?
Excuse me.
Yep, this is when it happened.
You know, I don't think they allow kids in here.
Yeah, this is the post credits of Volume 4.
Shut up, I'm getting there.
Hello, Oz.
I'm supposed to tell
His
you
clothes all dirty.
I'd like my cane back.
It's good to see you again, Oz.
Welcome back. Oh, so that's it? Just the post credits? That's it? They could just also put me in there and that'd be it.
be drinking?
Yang!
Water. It's hot out.
Okay,
Oh,
that makes sense.
sure.
Yang is still the Yang.
Are you telling me you're too young to drink? You look like a regular huntress. And a beauty at that.
I'm good. Thanks, pal.
Seriously.
Don't mess with
So
her.
bulky.
You don't want to mess with her.
Lean, yours.
Just right. Yep. Like I said, I'm good.
And your hair.
Don't you dare! Yeesh. Oh! You lost your tooth, guy. You lost your tooth. What the heck was that? He didn't bounce off like that. That was ridiculous. That was nonsense, bouncing off like that.
This one's on the house.
Oh.
He's been driving me crazy.
Oh, well, thank you. Yang? What's wrong? Yang? What's wrong?
So, what brings you around these parts?
Yeah, I'm yellow. 1 minute. I like how you.
Thanks. And I'm
That was
looking for
fast.
someone.
Not many people come out here, too far from the kingdoms. Only person worth noting around here is, well, Raven.
Raven Bronwyn.
Oh.
Thanks again.
You
Now, Missy!
Oh, you're finding your
You don't go
mom.
messing with bandits. They're a world of trouble.
So I hear.
Oh, so she's not going to find Ruby. She's going to find her mom. All right then.
Hey, girlie.
Seriously? This isn't over?
Ah.
I heard you're looking for someone.
Dang it! Come on. Alright, I'm back. So does that guy know where to find Raven? These power cuts. Darn them. Yeah, well. So. Oh, hello, Oscar. That's nice house you're staying in.
Can I help you? Yeah. Is there a Ruby Rose here?
Ruby?
Why?
Oh no.
Well,
I found him.
What the? Crow, what the
I
heck?
think her uncle could use some help.
Oh,
Crow's drunk.
I found him.
Crow's drunk.
On out there!
Is that
Leave
Ruby?
the girl read her comics in peace!
She's reading comics.
Crow, did you get drunk again?
Oh, you just call him Crow.
Baby.
Oh. You have silver eyes.
Do they?
Who are you?
Well,
It's kind of complicated.
my name is Oscar Pine.
Wait for it.
You probably know me as Professor Ozpen.
I did it.
Crow. Wait, that's it? What the heck was that? What kind of ending was that? Let's hear this opening though. Ooh. Ooh. Like that new look. Whoa. House. Crow. Adam. Hazel. Alson. Not wait. Alson Najri. Cinder. Who's this? Gang and Raven. Area. Mercury. Salem. That was a cool opening. That was a really cool opening. Wait. I have to go to the university website for that, won't I? I guess no use going to YouTube then. Power cuts are unfortunate. I lost a bit of stuff. Speaking of, I'll just go back and check that out now actually. Heard them talking about Raven. Here. Sorry.
All these years? Where? I did some digging around. Looks like after Spring ran away, she was picked up by bandits, specifically Brahmin tribe.
Raven.
Great.
Yang's mom? That's right.
Okay, so that's what she meant. I think he mentioned that last season.
That's about where they set up their main camp. It's where they fall back to after raids and scouting missions. Raven's managed to gain a lot of followers since she returned to the tribe. And I'm sure when the Spring Maiden showed up, it only made things easier.
Well, Crow, I've got to hand it to you. With these coordinates, we can mount a retrieval force and head out in a few weeks.
What about the relic?
A few weeks?
That's right.
Leo, maybe you didn't hear me. My sister has the Spring Maiden, and I know where she is. We need to go as soon as possible.
And perhaps you didn't hear me. This kingdom is in shambles. As soon as possible does not mean tomorrow. It means as soon as I can convince the rest of the council that I need huntsmen more than they do. Unfortunately, bandit tribes are very high on their list of priorities when the threat of war is just on the horizon.
And damn the council, we'll do it ourselves. You and I are trained huntsmen, and these kids aren't exactly pushovers. Yeah!
Perhaps there's a more peaceful way to approach this?
We need
Okay. So we're just getting back into it for now. There was no action just yet. Crow introduced Team Ranger to the city of Mistral that looks pretty cool, and they arrived at Haven Academy and met with Professor Lionheart. So the place where the relic is kept can only be accessed by a specific maiden. And so since they're going to Haven Academy, they need the Spring Maiden to go for that relic. But the Spring Maiden right now is with the Brahmin tribe, with Raven's tribe. So Yang's mom has her now, and right now they can't really go and do it themselves. Well, Crow wants to, but Lionheart is not very convincing. Apparently, Dr. Watts was there and he convinced Lionheart to improvise and convinced them to not go after the Spring Maiden just yet. Crow was like, no, forget the council, then let's do it ourselves. Those two are trained huntsmen and those kids aren't pushovers, so they can do it. But Lionheart convinced Crow that there are more pressing matters in Mistral that's now still in shambles after what happened. So after what happened, I didn't think about this. So it was not just Vale. People in all the other kingdoms saw Penny being ripped apart and they all heard Cinder's speech. And that speech created a lot of negative emotions to all the kingdoms. And so it wasn't just to Vale. The Grim got attracted to all the other kingdoms as well. That means the plan was more well thought out than I thought it was. They knew all eyes in all the kingdoms would be set over there, and she knew that was the perfect place to put negative thoughts into everyone's heads, and that attracted Grim to all the kingdoms at once. Well, Atlas has strong defenses, so I'm sure they were able to fend them off pretty easily. That's why the people can still talk the way they do in Volume 4. But as for Minstrel and Vacchio, I can't imagine what happened to them. Especially Vacchio, seeing what we heard in the World of Remnant episodes. They're not really like bound together or something. Well, they accept each other, but they don't seem like the kind to help each other in the time of crisis. They'll accept them as long as they can stay there, but it seems more like an every person for themselves kind of place, so I'm not sure how they held up after what happened. Minstrel is still suffering though, and that's why Professor Lionheart can't afford to leave his place. So for now, they can't go after the Spring Maiden, so they're still at the house. And they met Oscar too. They played the same post-credit scene from Volume 4 with Crow meeting Oscar at the bar. I feel like there was no need to play the whole scene. I don't know why they played the whole scene. They could have just showed Crow approaching Oscar and then cut away. Since we all saw the post-credits in Volume 4, that scene would have made perfect sense to us. We already saw him meeting Ozpin, and that could have saved a couple more minutes in the episode. Oh well. So, Voice is still on her cargo ship and is approaching Minstrel. They heard some Grim who were approaching the shoreline and Voice wanted to go and help, but the cargo ship was not exactly equipped to fight an invasion of Grim, so Voice couldn't convince him to go and help. And besides, he never signed up for any Grim attacks, so I can't really blame him. Voice was lucky enough to be able to hitch a ride, but it's not like she can control where it goes. So yeah, it's not exactly Voice's position. So Voice is not exactly in a place to go and help right now. It's not that she doesn't want to help, it's more like she can't help right now. I thought she could go to Winter and ask her, but then it would be too late. They'd all be dead by then. So Blake and Sun are still in Menagerie for now, and Sun and Blake's father are finally agreeing on something for a change. Ilya came to Blake. I think Ilya still views Blake as a friend, and is trying to ask Blake to stay out of it. She took the fall for Corsac and Fennec. The public believes that she's working for Adam Torres, when in truth it was actually Corsac and Fennec who's working for them, but Ilya took the blame for them. Ilya's not the guilty one here, those two are, and Blake wants to expose them, but Ilya says her plan won't work, so those are still going to be at odds for the season, and it seems like Blake's going to stay at Menagerie for a bit longer before doing something at Mistral, I guess. Because she knows that Adam is going to go to Mistral, so maybe we'll see him then at some point. And Yang, I thought she was going to help Ruby, but said no. She is trying to find Raven. Darn it. Kind of hope we get her back with the team, but no. I guess we'll have to wait since she's going to find her mom for now. Maybe she can finally get the Spring Maiden back. Maybe Yang could be the one to get the Spring Maiden back, but if Neo ran away from Raven outside, I doubt Yang could be able to take her though, because it seems like that's what she's going to have to do if she wants to take the Spring Maiden away. Because it doesn't seem like Raven is willing to hand the Spring Maiden over to Yang, so I don't think she's going to be able to take it that easily. But they're definitely going to be doing something this season, and I wonder how that's going to turn out. So then, at the end, a drunk Crow came back to the house with Oscar along with them, and he introduced them to everyone, and Crow was happily. Oh, drunk Crow. Like, we know Crow is drunk most of the time, but we never got to see a fully drunk Crow before, and oh, that was so great to see. That just made me love Crow a whole lot more. So I wonder if they're going to start searching for the Spring Maiden themselves, or I'm not sure. Is Boris going to continue on to Mistral, or is she going to somehow convince the pilot to help out those people in danger? And Blake is going to expose Corsac and Fennec and put a big dent in the White Fang Menagerie. So it finally feels like we're going to get some proper progress on Blake's end. She's done sorting things out. She's finally all ready to act again. So I think it's still going to be a while before we get the girls back together again. But things seem to be heating up a lot more now. So yeah. Okay, that's about it. It's nice to get back into things. There was no action at all in this first episode, but it was nice to get back into the story, so let's see how it continues next time. Let's see how maybe they'll start hunting for the Spring Maiden, and for now I think Blake's side is the one I want to see. I want to see how she makes a dent in the White Fang's side, and I also want to see how Yang's hunt for her mom starts in the next episode. The guy at the end though, I want to hear what he said one more time, after Blake left.
Looking for someone.
So is that guy in the Brahmin tribe too? Let's see. Yeah, so I guess that's what all I have. Let's see how this all continues next time on RWBY. My reaction is now done.